Why do you want to talk about that? Let me tell you what people have actually said to me. Who wants to hear about immigrant mothers? That's such a niche topic. Nobody's going to relate to that. And every single time someone says that to me, I think about the woman who packed her entire life into 2 suitcases, moved to a country where she did speak the language fluently, gave birth in a hospital when nobody looked like her, called her own mother 6,000 miles away just to hear a familiar voice tell her she was doing okay. And she did all of that while still showing up every single day for her child. You want to tell me that story is niche? Here's what I actually think. I think we are so comfortable celebrating resilience as a concept, as a hashtag, as a buzzword. But the moment a real woman stands in front of us, carrying actual, lived, deep resilience, we look away. We call it niche. We call it a small audience. We call it not so relatable. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Immigrant and expat mothers are doing something that most people could not do. They're raising children in cultures that are not their own. They're teaching their kids a language while sometimes still learning it themselves. They're holding onto their identity with one hand and building a brand new one with the other. They're doing motherhood without their village, without their own mother down the road, without the food that makes them feel safe, without the streets they grew up on. They're doing it completely, utterly without a net. And that is not just resilience. Resilience is getting back up. What these women are doing is getting back up in a foreign country, in a second language, with a baby on their hip, and zero context for what normal even looks like here. That is not for the weak. So why do I want to put out these stories? Because the woman watching this at 2 a.m., feeding her baby in a flat far from home, thinking she's the only one who has ever felt this alone, needs to know she's not. Because her daughter, 15 years from now, deserves to look back and understand what her mother actually did. Not just that she moved abroad, but what it cost her, what it built in her, what she chose every single day to keep going. And because this world is so loud right now, there is a lot of noise about who belongs where, about borders and identity, and who gets to call a place home. And in the middle of all that noise, the most powerful thing I know how to do is hand the microphone to the woman who crossed that border, made a home out of nothing, and raised a child there. Her voice matters. Her story matters. And if you think that's niche, honestly, I think you just haven't met her yet.